So, Mr. Ismail, WAIPA helps investment promotion agencies around the world come together, share ideas, and collaborate. Um, can you give me an example of where this kind of collaboration led to results, or maybe had results, which was bigger than maybe individually each of those agencies would have produced? Um, Maybe something involving Muslim communities, if possible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So maybe I should start with the reason why investment promotion agencies were created.
Right.
Then we can also give some examples. Think of an organization that represents the government while able to speak the language of the private sector, business sector, which is somehow being the bridge between the private sector and the government, transmitting all the expectations from the private sector to the policymakers, which is not only promoting investment, but also facilitating it and providing advocacy services to create more business-friendly investment environments.
Right.
This is why investment promotion agencies were created. WAIPA was created 30 years ago in 1995. And since then, we are providing technical assistance, capacity building and experience sharing platform for investment promotion agencies in collaboration with other international institutions such as UNCTAD, ILO, World Economic Forum. ISTB is one of our strategic partners in order to equip IPAs with the skill sets and technical capabilities to better serve investors, to create an environment, a win-win environment for all.
Okay. Since you mentioned ISDB as one of your strategic partners as well, can you tell me a little bit about that collaboration?
Yes, we have
Yeah.
signed an MOU with ICIEC, a part of the
Okay.
ISTB, about 10 years ago. So our collaboration with ISTB somehow is based on long years. With ISTB president, we've signed another MOU 4 years ago. And last year, we've signed another MOU with TICA. So all these collaboration is to make sure investment promotion agencies in OIC countries are being equipped with skill sets and the technical capabilities in order to serve investments all over these regions. So our collaboration with ISTB is not just somehow signing MOUs. It will also provide specific and tailor-made projects for the countries that are in the OIC region.
Right.
So ISTB has been always supportive for this endeavor. Now we are also currently working on few projects in order to support, let's say, country-based programs and projects. And we would be, of course, in the future, we want to increase the number of projects that we are working together. I think this strategic partnership will provide us the opportunity to address even more countries, because we do believe that every country requires a need, a specific need. There's not only one single recipe which works for everyone. Therefore, we do believe that all these programs and projects will need to be tailored in accordance with the expectations of the specific countries. This is why I do believe that ISDB is also giving us this flexibility. Whenever we would need to create a project for member countries, we have to create kind of a tripartite, let's say, collaboration to get the expectations from the country, to get the expectations from the investors in the country, to get somehow the views and insights from ISTB and create this collaborative group in order to come up with the best solutions that fits for the specific needs.
Right. You talked about partnering with ICIEC as well. So is that some, do you have any upcoming MOUs or upcoming partnerships that maybe you can tell me about?
Well, I'm not yet in a position to announce it, but we are going to have important meetings with the senior management of the agencies under ISTB. Therefore, with each one of them, we would like to further explore the opportunities to work together. We will have the World Investment Conference, which we organized since 1996. This year, we will organize the 29th edition in an OIC country. We are yet to announce the location. We will soon announce it. And we want to have ISTB actively participating to our conference as well, because this is the largest platform where FDI stakeholders come together, and we expect around 2,000 participants every year with all the international organizations that are somehow supporting let's say, that are working on the investment scale. WAIPA is the unique organizer of the World Investment Conference and putting together all the IPAs, but also investors, is also providing the opportunity for investors to meet with the opportunities at the conference. Therefore, there are a lot of room to work together with ISTB, not only at the annual conference of ISTB, but also at our conference, at our World Investment Conference, which will take place soon.
Right, so a large forum coming up then.
Exactly.
Okay, great. So beyond funding, what do you think are the biggest challenges that WAIPA as an organization, or maybe WAIPA members face? And how do you think collaborations and partnerships or engagement can sort of go beyond all of this or tackle those challenges?
That's a very important and critical question. In my view, first of all, IPAs will have to be put in more forefront in the race of FDI attraction. In some countries, IPAs are performing very well because they are supported, because they are provided with required budgets. But in some countries, IPAs are not that active. As WAIPA, our role is further strengthening them because we do believe that this is going to provide value for all the sides. Once IPA is strengthened, they are going to be able to provide with better services for the investors. And it's going to be the government or the state who will be attracting more highly qualified investments in their countries. So this is a total win-win.
Right.
But we do believe that some IPAs are not yet at there. So we do believe that the collaboration should be established with international organizations, with investors as well, and with governments. WAIPA has created a board which is called Business Advisory Board. We invited many global companies to be represented there to understand the expectations of the private sector, how we can further enhance investment promotion agencies, what are their expectations from IPAs, why IPAs were not performing enough. If they have worked with an IPA before, what were the advantages that they faced? What were the disadvantages that they faced? So in order to further enhance the capacities of the IPAs, we also try to understand the client, because investors are the clients of investment promotion agencies. Collaboration in terms of the international organizations. WAIPA is a group of consultative committee members formed of UNCTAD, ILO, UNIDO, UNWTO, and World Economic Forum is one of our important partners. ISTB is our strategic partner. So we try to somehow put all these important institutions together to utilize their know-how and to distill this know-how for the benefit of investment promotion agencies so that they can act better, they can provide stronger services to attract sustainable investments, climate-friendly investments, to create jobs. As I was saying, there's a win for everyone in this game. If IPAs are supported better, they can perform better. This is going to help countries, this is going to help investors, so we will be able to create a better investment environment for everybody.
Right. Also, you mentioned sustainability. So is that also core to your vision or your principles as well as an organization?
Certainly. IPAs are not created to, not on any investments, but sustainable investments. Investments that create decent jobs, investments that are climate friendly, investments that support, let's say, women empowerment. Therefore, these 17, let's say, sustainability goals that was determined by UN will have to be taken into account by investment promotion agencies while attracting, facilitating, advocating investments. That's what we are somehow working with IPAs all the time. We include in our, let's say, curriculum, if I may say, or all of our promotions in order to increase the appetite on the IPAs and to attract sustainable investments, not any investments that they would attract.
Okay, noted on that. So when it comes to funding projects, what are the main things that WAIPA member countries would have to consider when you're looking at like potential returns or profits, impact, etc.? So yeah, what are the criteria for consideration?
Well, IPAs mostly in many countries are not somehow entitled to look at this financing part of the projects.
Okay.
But we further empower IPAs also to provide, let's say, the uh, bankable projects, if I may say. Many investors, they are sitting on large amount of cash, but they may not be very sure on which sector to invest. Therefore, IPAs should be ready with the bankable project. What I do mean with the bankable project, how much is needed to invest, what's going to be the timeline to get the return, how many people are going to be hired from this project, so that mathematically speaking, that there's a need to create this bankable project on the IPA's end with the financing options of it as well, in order to be ready for potential investors with these projects and maybe creating a list of projects in the country so that it can be easier for them to step in any country. Because there is only one single language of the investment. It should be mathematically sound.
Right.
Otherwise, it's not going to be it's not going to be easy for them to decide.
Of course, yes. So I think just my last question then.
Okay.
How would you align WAIPA's mission, vision, or strategic approach within the context of the Islamic finance industry or that the Sharia compliance space? Yeah.
Frankly speaking, we should be, as WAIPA, working closely with OIC, ISDB,
Right.
and with all the agencies of ISDB to make sure that we can come up with the right strategies to further empower IPAs. We do believe that they should be the ones to guide us also.
Right.
It shouldn't be only one-way guidance, but it should be the two-way guidance and experience sharing opportunities in order to further strategize what should be the next steps somehow to define in order to further empower this endeavor. I do believe that common sense is going to be extremely important to define those steps, but we will have to be putting all the stakeholders in this game. We are strongly willing to be in collaboration with ISDB and its agencies. We are looking forward to listen from OIC IPAs and to be beneficial for them, to be useful for them. Yesterday I was at Algeria's investment promotion agency.
Okay.
We had a very good collaboration. We are going to be somehow announcing hopefully a project soon with them. So this strategy making should not be depending on WAIPA only. And it should be created jointly. And we are much looking forward to be creating it with the collaboration of them.
Right. Okay, great. That's all I wanted to
Thank
know
you.
about WAIPA. Thank you very much for
Thank
your
you
time.
too. Thank you too.